London, a city steeped in history, bears witness to centuries of human endeavour, triumph and tribulation. Beneath the grandeur lies a darker underbelly, a shadowy realm where gangs have operated for centuries, leaving an indelible mark on the city's fabric. From the notorious street gangs of the Victorian era to the organised crime syndicates of the 21st century, London has been no stranger to these clandestine groups. They have been romanticised in literature and film, but the reality is far more complex and brutal. This exploration of London's gangland will shed light on the social, economic and cultural factors that have contributed to their emergence and persistence. We will examine the changing face of these gangs, their motivations and their impact on the communities they inhabit. The history of gangs in London is a cautionary tale, a reminder of the enduring power of poverty, inequality and social exclusion in shaping the urban landscape. The 19th century witnessed the rapid growth of London, transforming it into a sprawling metropolis. This period of unprecedented urbanisation brought with it a surge in poverty, crime and social unrest, creating fertile ground for the emergence of organised gangs. The overcrowded slums of Victorian London became breeding grounds for lawlessness, where poverty and despair drove many to seek solace and opportunity in the ranks of criminal gangs. These early gangs were often loosely organised, bound together by neighbourhood ties and shared experiences of poverty. One notable figure from this era was Jack Shepherd, a notorious thief and jailbreaker who captured the public imagination with his daring escapes from prison. Another infamous group was the 40 Thieves, a gang operating in the slums of London's East End, known for their pickpocketing and shoplifting. These early gangs laid the groundwork for the development of more organised criminal networks in the decades to come. The 20th century ushered in a new era for London's gangs, marked by increasing organisation, territoriality and violence. The rise of street gangs, like the Birmingham Boys and the Elephant and Castle mob, reflected the changing social landscape of the city. The two world wars had a profound impact on gang activity, with returning soldiers often struggling to reintegrate into civilian life and turning to crime for survival. The post-war economic boom created new opportunities for criminal enterprises, with gangs expanding their operations into black marketeering, gambling and prostitution. The 1960s saw the emergence of the infamous Kray twins, Ronnie and Reggie, who ruled London's underworld with an iron fist. The rise of youth subcultures in the 1970s and 1980s, such as the mods and rockers and later the skinheads, fueled a new wave of gang violence. The 20th century witnessed the evolution of London's gangs into more sophisticated and ruthless organisations, mirroring the broader social, economic and cultural shifts taking place in the city and beyond. Section 4. Turf Wars and Shifting Sands, Post-War Gangs in London. The latter half of the 20th century saw a shift in London's gang landscape with the emergence of Jamaican yardie gangs involved in drug trafficking and gun violence. The yardies brought with them a new level of violence and intimidation, challenging the established order of London's criminal underworld. The rise of crack cocaine in the 1980s further fueled gang violence as gangs competed for control of lucrative drug markets. The fall of the Iron Curtain and the influx of organised crime groups from Eastern Europe added another dimension to London's gangland. These new criminal networks, often involved in human trafficking, money laundering and cybercrime, exploited the opportunities presented by globalization. The nature of London's gangs continued to evolve, becoming more fluid, ethnically diverse, and adaptable. Section 5. Modern menace gangs in the 21st century. As London entered the 21st century, its gangs continued to adapt and evolve, embracing new technologies and exploiting new technologies, and exploiting the anonymity of the internet. The rise of social media provided gangs with new platforms for recruitment, communication, and the glorification of their activities. The nature of gang violence also underwent a transformation, with an increasing emphasis on knife crime, often involving young people from disadvantaged backgrounds. Modern-day gangs in London are often characterised by their loose organisational structures, fluid memberships and involvement in a diverse range of criminal activities. The lines between gangs and organised crime have become increasingly blurred, with gangs often operating as franchises of larger criminal networks. Addressing the root causes of gang involvement, such as poverty, inequality, lack of opportunity and social exclusion, is crucial in breaking the cycle of violence and creating a safer and more just society for all.